So how was searching for a job when I was younger? I'm talking back in the late 70s. Well, let's find out. Searching for a job back when I was younger was a lot different than it is now. So let's go over some of the key differences that I found. So one of the main things is actually finding the job. So back when I was younger and printed media like the newspapers was commonplace, they would usually advertise for jobs in the weekend paper. So if you're looking for work, you had to pretty much wait till the weekend and then you would see all the job listings for the entire city in that one paper. And the other alternative was if you went to Centrelink, which is the social security that we had here. They also had a board with cards with jobs on the cards, manually typed out. So you could go in any time during the week and have a look at the board and take the card in, and then they would look up their contact details on a Refidex, and then you could send a resume or give them a ring directly and stuff like that. So compared to now, you can find pretty much all jobs on the internet or on social media or whatever, and then you also apply electronically as well. So and also you can Google search for jobs as well, so that makes it much easier to find a lot of jobs that suit you very quickly. Also, it's extremely difficult to find jobs that weren't in your local area. So if you were looking for jobs in other cities, you would actually have to go and get a newspaper for that city or find a specialist news agent that would sell those type of papers to even see what was available, because there was no internet to go look that stuff up. If you found a job you liked, you would create your resume by typing it out on your typewriter. Then you would either take the original or find a place to make a photocopy of it and then go in person and give it directly to the person. Or the other alternative is you would mail it. So it depends on what the employer was asking for. Usually they would specify how they wanted you to apply for the position. So you come to now, it's as the typical thing that seems to be recurring here is you use the internet to find a job, and then you apply via LinkedIn or one of those job networks like that, and your resume is already stored on their servers, so it's very easy to apply, and there's probably a lot more forms to fill in depending on the company, so you can fill in pages and pages of forms and questions just to make a initial contact interview. So if you were younger and you wanted to apply for a specific type of job or a specific type of industry, the only option was you would have to go down to the library and find some marketing material or some older magazines or printed matter to actually work out what companies you wanted to apply for. This is if you want to do blind applications. So say you were a mining engineer and you wanted to apply for a mining job, the only way you could actually find out who the popular mining companies are is via the library. So you would actually manually need to go look all this information up and spend a lot of time scouring through magazines, looking at ads and building up a list that way, and then you could apply for them. Whereas now, as usual, you have the internet, very easy to Google mining companies near me or mining companies in this state, and you get a whole list, and then you can go find their details and contact them that way. So when you did apply for a job, it could take weeks or even months to actually hear back, because the whole process of mailing and reading resumes and all that, and then getting your secretary to write letters individually to each person and mailing it back. The whole process took time, so it could take weeks, if not months, to finalise that process of you applying for a job. Generally speaking, nearly always they would write back and tell you if you're unsuccessful, or even just ring you. But mostly it was writing back. Nowadays, you can apply for a job very quickly and you'll get a response very quickly if you're not suitable. That's if you get a response at all. A lot of times you just get ghosted and you don't get any response at all, which leaves you hanging as to what's the outcome of my job application. So when it comes to the resume, it was extremely difficult, if not impossible, to really customize your resume. Basically, you just listed out your jobs line by line. I mean, you didn't have fonts, you didn't have bold, you didn't have underline, you couldn't create tables. There was no justification because you actually had to hand type everything out. So most resumes actually looked fairly similar to each other and they were fairly brief, mainly because there's just too much typing. So that problem has been alleviated now, so you have a lot of options. You can add images, you can change fonts, you can tabulate everything. Yeah, you have a lot of control about the look. And if you're a creative person, like say an artist or something, you could really make your resume stand out. So those are the differences I found searching for jobs in the past. I hope you find this useful, and let me know if you found anything that I didn't mention, and please like and subscribe.